Mr. Woodroof, you've tested positive for HIV. Have you ever used intravenous drugs? Have you ever engaged in homosexual conduct?
Homo. You say homo? You made a mistake, because that ain't me.
Hey everybody, Ben Mankiewicz, Alonso, Duralde. This is What the Flick. It's funny when movies like Dallas Buyers Club come out for me in some ways because, like, we're so obsessed with celebrity culture in such a noxious, unpleasant way, many ways, and I often participate into it, but not that often. But Matthew McConaughey lost all this weight last year, right? And then there were all these stories about him losing weight, and it's a thing, and it's for a role, but what is it? Is it too much weight? And then you see the movie, and you're like, yeah, it was for a role. He's an actor. It's for a role. And then it's such a, in many ways, it's this giant letdown. But then you see, no, he's a professional actor, and he lost a tremendous amount of weight for a role, and it worked. It worked. Dallas Buyers Club.
Dallas Buyers Club, based on a true story. Apparently, if you want to see movies about gay people saving their own lives during the AIDS crisis, you have to watch documentaries, because when Hollywood makes a fictional film about it, it's about a straight white homophobe who saves the day. Hurrah. Matthew McConaughey plays Ron Woodroof, a straight dude in Dallas who becomes HIV positive, is told he has 30 days to live, and after nearly dying by taking AZT, he discovers alternative therapies that are not approved by the FDA, so he begins a buyers club based on one that Gay Men's Health Crisis in New York had already started to bring illicit pharmaceuticals to people that needed them most because it was the only way they were going to get them. Check it out.
They got good meds out of Mexico that's better than what you can get here in the States.
This is protein, totally non-toxic.
You can't buy this in the USA?
Not approved.
You could be making a fortune off of this.
So we had a conversation before we started taping about why you didn't like this as much as I did. I now know the answer, but
That's only part of it.
But also, I'm going to back you up on an answer because that for years has been an enormous problem. Is that Hollywood couldn't make one movie about the civil rights movement or about slavery without it being about the heroic white guy who did the right thing. Like it turns out that after those three kids. Andrew Goodman, Mickey Schwerner, and James Chaney were killed in Philadelphia, Mississippi. That only the bravery of the CIA is what solved that crime.
Hoover's FBI.
Right. J. Edgar Hoover came to the rescue and solved it. So I'm appreciative of that sentiment. That didn't bother me here. I did think about it because for much of the movie, Matthew McConaughey, who plays, what's his name, Dennis?
That was Ron.
Ron Woodroof.
Yeah.
Dennis Woodroof was a football player. Who plays Ron Woodroof is so thoroughly hateful.
No, and he's dynamite. I mean, I gave this a positive review solely based on Matthew McConaughey's performance because he's great. He is uncompromisingly an asshole. Yeah. And by the end of the movie, he basically has achieved becoming less of an asshole. So that I really admire about the movie. And yeah, my issues about it, the whole, let's make a movie about a straight guy thing aside, my big problem with this movie is that it just feels so kind of by the numbers, this sort of film, the guy against the system and the people, in the early years of the disease trying to, figure things out. It's the kind of movie where everybody around him is a composite character. Jared Leto's character is a composite. Jennifer Garner's is a composite. And the doctors who were trying to push the toxic AZT on people and the FDA who were hounding him, one guy apiece.
Right.
Everybody's a composite, so it just feels like that's sort of the kind of 70s made-for-TV movie about a true story that just feels very kind of dramatically rote and safe.
I felt that way about the FDA, that was massively simplified and felt like a caricature. I felt like there was some substance to Jennifer Garner, but I think why it impressed me and why it didn't feel that way, why it didn't feel Aaron Brockovich-y, which I also like.
I like Aaron Brockovich.
But I mean, why it didn't feel like this guy fighting against the system is that because everything he does is selfish for a good part of the movie, and they were very consistent with that, and they were, as you mentioned, they were so uncompromising in how Ron Woodroof is and what motivates him, which is a totally understandable thing that motivates him, survival.
Yeah, absolutely.
Survival and then some money, but then so that got past many of those shortcomings for me.
I mean, for me, it's a movie about a guy who is forced to deal with people who he loathes to stay alive. And I admire the fact that the film didn't make him do this giant 180, kumbaya moment. But at the same time, I did feel like all the queer characters in the film are only there to make him a better person. Like the only, Jared Leto's getting all this praise for playing this trans character, but for me, it was so boiled down to magical homo. Like just there to kind of enable the plot, enable the white hero's road to, becoming slightly better. And that's a performance for me that just feels, Leto is getting super amounts of praise for it. I
didn't know until this that
it was even him.
That it was Leto. I was trying to figure out who it was, and I couldn't identify it.
I know I'm in the minority on this one. That whole performance struck me as so sort of self-satisfied and showily martyrish. And this, he will win awards for this because that's the kind of thing that people respond to. But it didn't work for me at all.
I didn't. I have different objections. I don't know that it's necessarily award-winning. It was good. I didn't feel that way about the character at all. I bought the character, and I thought, to me, I mentioned that I liked that there was some depth to Jennifer Garner, some realness to her. I thought there was to Rayon, Jared Leto's character too, in part because I didn't think that it was, I didn't see it as the magical gay person to sort of, how did you describe it?
To facilitate the plot and make the white guy a better person.
Right, I didn't see that. It felt like it was just accidental, and that whatever better person Ron Woodroof got as a result of Jared Leto, as a result of Rayon, it was just time. Like they're together and they were stuck together doing this job, and then you get used to people. Like it didn't, that there never, there wasn't, I don't think there's one real speech from Rayon in it where she says, I expected, this disease is affecting you just as me. This disease doesn't know that I'm gay and you're straight.
That's true. It could have been worse, this movie. But I never got a sense of that character's inner life or reality at all. It's that character is just there to reflect off of white.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I thought there was definitely more substance there to that. I thought more likely is that in some ways, his friends were caricatures, which I'm sure. But that said, there was also some degree of effective chillingness to that because that's clearly how it was.
The movie does a really good job of conveying, 1985. Rock Hudson getting sick. The hysteria and the bigotry and the just panic that existed in society.
Well, we don't have to take this seriously because they asked for it.
Right, exactly.
It's there to say serves them right, and the lack of, to me, what always and obviously the disease has affected me and not at all, except that I couldn't have sex in college, and I don't mean that as a joke. I mean because we were wrong about it then. It was like this sense of if you have sex, you'll die.
Right.
Like you wear a condom, but you'll die, and that I thought then that why we weren't in a panic, a real healthcare panic about this. It's not, you can give it to other people. This disease is communicable, for crying out loud. Why aren't we stopping the presses and shutting down everything we do? It's not cancer, it's worse. And so it managed to convey some of that in the ignorance of his friends. So I don't know. I was moved by it. I liked it. I also think we just did a review of About Time, which is also this was a little long. I thought there were a couple that it didn't. I mean, it's not excessively long, but it's over 2 hours, and it felt like you could probably take 12 minutes out of this movie somewhere.
I would say see this movie to see Matthew McConaughey. He is so on a roll these days, and this is another in his sort of gallery of really terrific performances. I recommend it on that front, but God, I cannot stress strongly enough. See How to Survive a Plague, which was my #1 movie for last year. See We Were Here. Learn what actually happened during the AIDS crisis. I mean, yes, this was a true story, but this guy's a unicorn. I mean, they found the one straight guy they could make a movie about in this. It's like, where's the fucking Larry Kramer biopic, Where is the Peter Staley biopic? Why do they have to pick this guy so that straight America can go on a journey and learn, AIDS was a bad thing? It's irritating.
I get why that would irritate. I get why that's irritating.
But that aside, I would be more forgiving of that if this were a better movie. And I don't think it's a very good movie. I just think McConaughey's great. I liked Griffin Dunn's brief appearance.
Yeah, he was good.
So see it for McConaughey, but just know how much of a load of horseshit most of this film is.
I back you up on the first complaint. I think it is a better movie, though. I think it's good. I gave it an 8.8. I think it's really good. And he's terrific. And it's amazing that we're having conversations about Matthew McConaughey about that this guy has turned into a great actor.
He is a great actor now.
He was. Yeah, he's not good. He's great, and I guess we were just wrong early in his career.
No, I think he was making the wrong choices. He was making films. I mean, if you go back and watch Fool's Gold or How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days or Failure to Launch, those movies didn't get any better.
Right.
He was picking shit material. You know, Ghosts of Girlfriends Past, which also starred Jennifer Garner. But I think at some point he made the decision, I don't have to play characters that people like, and I think that liberated him in a great way. And now he's playing these very dodgy, interesting, complicated characters like in Magic Mike and Mud, and he's so much more fun to watch. I give this a 6 only for McConaughey.
You gave it a 6.5.
Okay, 6.5, fair enough. 6.5 for McConaughey, but that's it.
It's huge on Rotten Tomatoes. It's at 95 on Rotten Tomatoes. Our score comes up to a 7.7.
Yeah, this is very much an awards bait kind of, uplift sort of movie, I think.
At some point, we're going to have to narrow down this conversation of which guys are getting nominated for Best Actor, because there's some really good performances already.
It's a crowded year.
It's a crowded year.